Getting back into it, take these off. Getting back into it, yes, men are like dogs. Sorry about the, real quickly about the video cut off. I'm only able to do 44-minute videos, and if I have a video that hasn't been processed yet, and I try to do another video on top of it, it gets cut short. So I had a video that I did, and I didn't process it yet, and I got cut off. But anyway, yes, getting back to it, men are like dogs when it comes to women, and women know that. When I say men are like dogs, I don't mean dirty dogs, dogs that just want to donate their sperm, or dogs that want to use women or abuse women, or just got one thing on their mind. There's a lot of men like that, but that's not what I mean. I'm talking about all of us men. When it comes to women, we are like dogs, whereas dogs don't have a preference when it comes to humans. We just want to jump on top of them and lick them. And that is the way men are with women, especially when they're beautiful. Okay? And there are women that don't know how beautiful they are, and they, but I don't think there's a beautiful woman out there, especially if she knows how to dress and knows how to take care of herself. And when I say knows how to dress, I'm not necessarily talking about women who know how to show skin and women who know how to dress immodestly. I'm talking about women who know how to look like women. And it doesn't matter whether you show some skin or whether you show almost no skin. Beautiful women are beautiful women. You don't get more sex because you show more skin. You get more sex from a dog, the other dog, the dog that you know. The dog that only got one thing on his mind, the dog that just wants to bite. He just wants to rough and get stuck, okay? He just wants to get stuck with a female. That's all he cares about, is getting stuck. Give him a corner of the bus, okay, and he's happy, okay? Just get stuck with him for a minute. I'm not talking about that kind of guy. But yeah, if all you know how to do is show skin, and that's all you got going for yourself, yeah, a lot of men will you can get anything you want. Okay? That's the difference between men and boys. Okay? But a beautiful woman is a beautiful woman, whether she shows some skin or no skin at all. Okay? If you know what I mean. And me personally, I'm attracted to women that are very extremely modest. As much skin as I see, living right here next to the University of Pittsburgh, and living, in between about 5 different colleges, okay, living in the inner cities of Pittsburgh and all this, and I think being less than 2 hours from the beach, 2 hours from Erie, and only a few hours away from New York. All these New Yorkers coming in and out of here, and all these Pittsburghers going into New York and coming back, and women around here find it very easy to show off. their beauty. And I'm in between probably about 5 to 8 colleges in the part of Pittsburgh that I'm in. And I'm in the college area of Pittsburgh. And the women are beautiful. And there are foreign women that make me want to pack up and move to Saudi. There are foreign women that make me want to pack up and move to Japan. Or even Nepal, for that matter. Okay? You know, there's just a lot of beautiful ladies around here in every single race. There's women coming over here from Africa. Oh my God. Like, you know, is it Christmas? Oh my God, what did I just say? Oh my goodness. Woo! You know, oh man. But I mean, it's just, it just, the women are fabulous, man. And I mean, I could go anywhere in Pennsylvania. I could go to Allentown. I could go to Philly. I could go to State College. I could go anywhere, and I probably wouldn't see a pretty face that I haven't already seen right here in Pittsburgh. Especially at University of Pittsburgh, okay? And, you know, I used to work for the YMCA. I used to be a supervisor for the YMCA, and I met a lot of Penn State students. A lot of Penn State students have connections with the YMCA and the YWCA. And Penn State females, just lovely, beautiful. Some of the nicest women. Now, a lot of the women at Penn State colleges have a tendency to be more, to me, a little bit more moral, a little bit more modest than women that go to University of Pittsburgh. Okay? And, you know, I got to be careful because we're talking about, you know, we're talking about kids here. We're talking about a kid in a woman's body. Some of these girls, just because they go to college and college is easy, that doesn't make them women. In their mind and in their gullibleness, they're still kids. Okay, you wonder why their parents worry about them so much, because their parents know that what's going to happen to my daughter in college? Is she going to get pregnant in college? Is she going to, you know, let some boy deceive her? You know. But getting back to it, men love women like dogs love humans. And I was at the laundromat today, and my neighbor who runs the laundromat, she can't leave her dog at home. And her dog wants to just jump on everybody that comes in the door. All right? Now, I'm looking at that dog. That's not my kind of dog. Matter of fact, I've lost the interest in dogs over the years. I've seen some gross things and smelled some gross things coming out of dogs. Okay? I'm just not a dog lover anymore. There's something about a dog that don't go good with my hamburger. Okay? And, you know, when I tell people what I would have, the way I would have to have it if I had a dog again, they feel that that's cruelty. But I can't eat around my dog. I can't eat around a dog. I can't deal with the dog sitting there scratching. I was at the laundromat today and this dog was scratching. And every time that dog would scratch, and it was like every 5 minutes or less, he was scratching. Okay? I'm looking at my cell phone. There is a hair on my phone. And I'm thinking, who's sitting near me has black hair? I mean, I have black hair. I have black and gray hair, but it's not my hair. My hair does not just not go airborne like that and land on my phone. And every time this dog get down and, look at my phone and a little hair coming out of the air floating. And he's way over there. But his hair is floating onto my phone. And I'm plucking this dog's hair off my phone. And I'm putting my hand on my coffee. Because I don't want none of that hair going on my coffee. I am not a dog lover anymore. I'm really not. I mean, I've raised about 5 dogs in my time. Not to mention all the friends that I've had that had dogs. My grandmother's dog. My Uncle Bobby's dog. Too many dogs in my life. And the gross things that I've been through with them and that. It's kind of like what some women have been through with men. But that's true, though. It's like what some women have been through with men. Like, especially when you get a man out of his dating stage and get him out of the place where he feels he needs to impress his woman any longer. Then the real true colors comes out. But the truth is, women will never ever feel that they need men the way men feel that they need women. It's not about men. It's about the woman. It might have been about the men back in the day. Back in the day when nobody got up and spoke but the man. Nobody made the decisions for the household but the man. Nobody worried about having children but the woman. And the women were more concerned about having their own son or their own daughter. Okay? More than they were about their own selves. And, today women are all about independence. And women want to get out there and join the rat race. And they want to be all independent with it. Okay? And women, you got married women today that are feminists. Talking about, I love my husband. Okay? He was at the hospital before you got sick, waiting on you to come in there sick. That's how much of a feminist she was. The brother knew his butt better be at that hospital when, you know what I'm saying. She didn't have to call him and say, honey, I'm at the hospital, I'm sick. He and his butt knew to be there. I'm trying to figure out how this brother knew his wife was going, how he was at the hospital before she made it there. You know what I'm saying? He God forbid if he take too much time making it to the hospital after this woman got sick, But yet, the men are telling me something different. The men are telling me that, just like in my marriage, my wife, wanted to go over a friend's house, so she took the car. I had to catch the bus to work today. My wife doesn't work every day of the week, but she needed the car today to go over her girlfriend's house because her and her girlfriend's going to get together and go shopping together. And So I had to give the car to her, and I'll probably walk home. Or I'll probably get Uber or somebody to pick me up. You know, we live in a society today where women are more feminist, women are less male oriented. They don't think that way anymore. Like, I need a man, and when they say that they do need a man, they separate sex from the more important things that a man should be doing for a woman. They say, well, I need a man because I'm not gay. I'm not a lesbian, so I need a man to meet my heterosexual desires. But everything else about me is gay. I only need a man for the sex part of it. But other than that, I don't need a man. Now, that used to be a man's attitude, but today that's a woman's attitude. You know, and there's a lot of men out there that, you know, they are having all this sex. But yet, you ain't got to worry about them bragging about it. Because that's all they get is the sex. Okay? Get off of me. Go get yourself a pizza. And while you're at it, bring me a slice and make sure it's nice and hot and warm with coffee and everything with it when you bring it to me. You know. Don't be late with the pizza. You know. It's not about men. It's about women. Today, this is a woman's world. And men need to understand, though, and I'm just finishing up the last video. The video was done. I'm just finishing up. But men need to understand today that just how much they need the Lord. They need to understand how much they need the Lord. And women need to understand just how much they need the Lord. The Lord is the only one that can put sex, love, and male and female interactions back to where they need to be. And some people, they don't believe in roles. The minute you talk about roles, they feel like the women are always on the bad end of the stick. But how do women have to fight to be what they already are in this day and time? You're already feminist, but you got to fight to be feminist. You're already in charge of your own life, and you're in charge of any man that's willing to hook up with you. You run that man like you the pop, you know, like you the mob. You run that man. But yet, you fight. You're always unhappy, always unsatisfied. But it used to be where the man was so one-tracked that, you know, one sidetracked it in his mind that the woman was always not getting her fill. She was always left out and unfulfilled sexually and so forth like that. Now, it's the other way around. Okay, it's the other way around now. And I was listening to Knucklehead Mr. Cat Williams on YouTube last night. And I didn't know he had done any recent comedy shows since since the end of last year, but he did one right around, he did one for election day, and he was talking about in his comedy, he was real funny with it. He was talking about in his comedy how, the difference today between men and women as compared to yesterday. And he had a funny way of putting it. Not funny. Not really funny. Um, but my point is, in closing, is that women and men would understand. First of all, the men would understand that you've lost. You screwed up. That you need to quit lying, first of all. And then second of all, you need to quit worshiping women. You need to quit worshiping sex. And let a woman be attracted to you for once in your life for the right reason. You need to be more modest in the way that you look at women and the way you choose women and how you approach women and what kind of integrity and attitude you want women to be whispering to each other about that you have. You need to make sure that you have a positive, grown, strong, male, positive attitude around women. Whether that gets you more dates or not, it'll probably get you less dates. But at least you'll have the respect that you should have. Even though you might not get the sex that you want, you'll get the respect that you should have. And women need to be more modest in the way they express themselves publicly and socially. You're only going to be with one man in all morality. And deep down inside, you only want to be with one man. But your dress code says you want to be with everybody on the bus. If you know what I mean. And a lot of times that dress code shapes that attitude. And I've never seen a woman dressed covered up from the neck down that had a feminist, loud, boisterous attitude that was, But I've seen women with all that butt showing and all that chest showing and all that skin showing that they made sure it took less than a minute. Okay, because after listening to her for a minute, trust me, I'm not looking at your skin anymore. I ain't looking at your back end anymore. I'm not looking at your chest anymore. I'm not looking at anything about you anymore. I just want to find the nearest exit to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Okay? And there's so many women out there that can't make up their mind whether they want to use modesty to collect modesty or use their outward qualities to collect something that doesn't belong to them. Let me say that again. There are so many women out there that can't make up their mind of whether they want to use modesty to get modesty in their life, or whether they want to use immodesty to collect things that don't even belong to them. Okay? And to get everything for free. Okay? And I'm not always talking about skin and tightness and cleavage, but also that attitude. I remember a woman not too long ago tried to give me this cute little sexy smile. Okay? She knew she was a hot cookie. She knew it. And she gave me that smile and gave me that little, to make sure that I wasn't going to make her move her car. You know what I'm saying? She was parked illegally. And she did all that to make sure that, and I says, well, you know what, ma'am? I says, how long you going to be? She said, no more than a half an hour. I let her know. You're pushing it. Okay? So she did get back there a little bit more quicker than a half an hour. She got back there in about like 15, 20 minutes. And she gave me that look. That she wasn't as pretty as she was when she first came in there. She had that Jezebel look on her face now, like, I should just choke you. I should just have you shot and killed. Look on her face, What happened to Miss Little Hot Cookie? What happened to her? Oh, she can't have everything her way. Now it finds out she ain't as pretty as you thought she was. Now is she? But women don't realize at one point just how strong they are in this whole situation of love, sex, and marriage, love, sex, and dating. At one point, they don't realize just how easy they have it. But at another point, they use it to their own advantage. And men coming up broken and hurt, misused and abused by women is not much different than women coming up hurt, misused and abused by men. Not that much of a difference. And a man's sexuality and a man's respect of his own sexuality, a man's modesty, and a man's private life, and his connection to love is just as much controversial and private and sacred as a woman's is, according to the Word of God. And so, women need to understand how much power they have over men when it comes to love, sex, and dating. And they need to quit overusing it. And they also need to understand that they have it so that they can pick the right man, because no matter what man you pick, all men have one thing in common. We all want to be with a pretty girl that has a pretty figure. And another thing, speaking on that note, more women have more crucial preferences than men do. For example, men, even white men, are more quicker to date outside their race than a lot of women, even a lot of white women. And vice versa. Black women, okay, are less likely to date outside their race than black men. Okay? But I've seen, if I've ever met a confident black woman, I've met a black woman that dates more white men, okay, than you ever thought was attracted to black women. Okay? And it's the truth. It is her confidence. It ain't the man's confidence. It's her confidence. Even a black woman with that weave on her head, okay, can get some white men that the white women can't get. Okay? And, you know, white women, sometimes it's not nice to be a tease to a black man. You need to have a modest way of letting him know that you only date white men, without breaking his spirit. And Asian women. You know, my question is, why does it always have to be a white man? That's racist to me. You mean to tell me that somebody with melanation in their skin only picks white men? You mean to tell me you come from a country where everybody's melanated, but when you come to America, it's only white men that you'll date? There's, you know, see, see, the black man goes from everything from Caucasian to pitch black, and the white man goes from everything from tan skin to that sherbet color. With little different colors of sherbet in there. I don't know how to say that, but he goes from everything from Caucasian to white. I'll put it like that. Okay. No, I take that back. He goes from everything from a slight bit of melanation all the way to, Caucasian. Okay, or you could say a little bit of Jewish in him, Italian in him. Okay, a little bit of Arab in him. A little bit of Middle Eastern DNA in him, all the way to, Caucasian. But how does people who grow up, who are born and raised in a melanated country, come here and feel that they only date Caucasian when they decide to step outside the race? When it comes to dating, I don't get that. Somebody lying to me. There's a big lie there. I think this is more political than it is about love, if you ask me. And that's another video, but the thing is, men need to get their act together and be men and start to do what is right regardless of their sexual desires. Your sexual desires will always be there. Just because you get married, that does not get rid of them. Just because you ain't had sex in a while, just because you start sleeping around, that doesn't get rid of them. Your sexual desires will always be there. And as much as we try to be innocent, and as much as we try to be decent, loving, caring, giving, innocent men, it's hard to do that without God. Because we're wired, you know what I'm saying? We're wired to be the aggressor. Whereas the woman is wired differently, I'll put it like that. And it doesn't change just because somebody becomes gay, okay, or lesbian. The chromosomes are what they are. Okay? So let's not even throw that in there. I'm strictly talking to the church, or those that support the church, those that understand the basics. But on top of the basics, we need to quit playing games. Like the song says, we need to quit playing those love games. Women, stop playing love games. Men, stop playing love games. Love is given to us by God. Ain't got nothing to do with your libido. Love is given to us by God. Ain't got nothing to do with your mini skirt and your little V-cut blouse. Ain't got nothing to do with your legs, okay, and your skirt going all the way up to your crotch. Love is given to us by God. You don't create love by having sex with someone. Okay? But the best sex is between two people that honestly, truly love each other. And if two people honestly, truly love each other, there is no reason why they cannot get married. There's not a bank account, not a government account. There ain't a president, a politician, a court order or nothing that can keep them two from becoming one in holy matrimony if they truly love each other. Don't lie to me. But faith, hope, and love, and the greatest of these is love. And, God loves us. The first commandment with promise was not for a man to love a woman or a woman to love a man. The first commandment with promise was for a man to love his neighbor as himself. And when you love your neighbor as yourself, you don't covet your neighbor's wife. Okay? You don't disrespect the girl that you have your eye on. You don't disrespect her father. But when you see how much the father loves his daughter, you respect that man and you put yourself in his shoes and you realize, if I had a daughter, would I want her to date a lowlife like me? Would I want her to be with a man that only got one thing on his mind? But we have to learn to be more crucially moral and have more integrity about sex, love, and dating. That goes for both men and women. But women, the ball is in your court. The ball's always been in your court for a long time now, especially today. It's just getting out of hand now, and we got to put it back under authority and modesty. But the ball still is in your court. I don't care how shy you think you are. The ball is in your court. Use it in a good way, and it will make your dreams come true because the ball is in your court. It's in your favor. But use it to do ignorance, to use it to control other people, and to be selfish, and the other things I mentioned with it. And trust me, it will come back like a snake and bite you, ladies. So I hope this helps. Just something that was on my mind today. it was really bugging me, and I was talking to somebody and today and yesterday, and I just had to say something. Faith, hope, and love, and the greatest of these is love. Fornication is easy, like pizza. It's everywhere and everybody sells it. But a virtuous wife is a good thing, is the real good thing. And that man obtains favor from the Lord that has it. So, God bless you. I will talk to you soon with another one, and thanks for watching. Good night.